Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. I believe most of you would have maybe if not most of you, all of you have seen the title. This is Let Out Broadcast. This kind of broadcast is just like you decided to come live to see who is awake. Because I know tomorrow, to some of you, you still have few hours to join May 1st. May 1st is a Labor Day. It's international holiday. So I believe that many of you, if not all, some people are still awake. I just want to test to know how many of us that are here. It's not as if I cannot shield this broadcast, I can. But I decided to come live now, unannounced, to know how many of us that will join us this hour. As we know, this late hour broadcast, you don't expect much. So we decided to come live now and just to discuss few things about what is going on in Africa, about Ibrahim Traore, and what the way it used to be. I'm just trying to choose my way because of the owner of the platform. But the West are doing everything to control Africa. Okay, they are doing everything to control Africa, and that is why we want to have this kind of conversation this hour. So please, anytime you come across this video, do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is our first time of having this kind of broadcast here on this second platform. This is our main platform for some time now. I not before now we used to have this kind of broadcast in our main platform. That was last year. Let our broadcast. In fact, I noticed that PM sometimes join us, watching. How do I know? Don't ask me that, but I do know. Okay, sometimes he join us then. Let our broadcast. One thing about it is that people, when they come, people that live in, especially those are brothers and sisters in US, they have enough time. Okay, because to them it could be 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. like that. Okay, based on the time zone. But if you're having this kind of broadcast, some of them will have chance to join you when you are broadcasting, when you're making this kind of broadcast. So I'm going to share this broadcast to our main platform just to inform other people that we are here and we are broadcasting this hour. So please, like I said, do me a favor and follow us this hour. Let us listen to just few things while waiting for people to join properly. Okay, please, if you come, best thing to do, like the video so that people will join us, and make sure you comment so that we know how many of us that are here watching live. Okay, very, very important that you do that.
Can I talk? So, between our ancestors and Israelites, who committed more crime? These are young babies.
I'm just trying to get the message that I want to play. Just a moment. Please put your comments so I will know how many of us that are here this hour. Very, very important that you do so. I want to know. I want to know how many of us. Some people are already here, but just put your comments so I will know, because I cannot tell who is there until I see. Until I see, your comment. Your comment is very important to know what is going on. Very, very important.
Our beautiful, lovely Ambassador Arikana Chiumbori Kwao, I am speaking to you from our beautiful, lovely city of Washington, D.C., here in the United States. I'm here to inform you about an amazing program that's going to be taking place. It is an amazing organization that has said our African heads of states have spoken. They're calling on all children of Africa in the diaspora to unite and speak with one voice as one continent and one Africa. This organization has answered the call and are standing up and inviting all of you, African diaspora and Africans on the continent, to converge, to witness this amazing program where we, the children of Africa, are going to come together and discuss issues pivotal to us, issues pivotal to our youth, issues pivotal to our women, issues that are going to save and let the world know that the children of Africa who have been sleeping, the children of Africa who have been in the slumber are now rising and waking up and saying, it is a new day in Africa, that we, the beautiful, intelligent, sophisticated, highly adaptable, and totally indestructible African children. We are
Benson, I see you.
We are saying no
You are
more
the
shall
first.
we be divided.
Hold
No
on.
more shall we continue to suffer from the legacy.
You are the first person to comment, and I believe that you have liked the video. I really appreciate you for that because I was kind of curious to know who is watching. I know that people are watching, but I don't know who is who. So for you to put a comment there is amazing. I love that. Thank you so much for your time. And please, before you go to bed, join us at least for some minutes before you go, okay? Join us for some minutes before you go. And we are going to talk about what Africans are going through in the hands of Westerners. That's why we are here this hour. Not only about Biafra. Many people are aware. Many of you know what we do talk about here. Basically, for our people like Biafrans, Igbo nation, and all that. But this hour is not about Igbo alone. Let us just go through. You can see I'm not even prepared for this broker, like putting carnivals and setting other things in place and all that. So just listen to this while we are setting it, while we are streaming at the same time, so that many of you, before you go to bed, just join us, all right? And make sure you comment, like Benson has done, okay? Make sure you comment. He said, Biafran, gather here. Thank you, my brother. I love that.
Slavery. No more shall we continue to suffer from the legacy of colonization. Enough is enough. Children of Africa are coming together. Africa does not need aid. What Africa needs are collaboration. And we are saying, when it comes to the development of Africa, we will lead the way. We will be in the driving seat of Africa's agenda. So I look forward to...
That's a moment. Please like the video as well. Make sure you like the video, okay? Like the video.
Ambassador Arikana Chiumbori.
SAM told the court that he had earlier filed an ex parte application for the witness to testify behind screens due to the nature of the case and for security reasons, which was granted by the court as there was no objection from Kano's lawyers. As the government formally opened its case against Kano, its witness who testified behind the screen told the court that on 14th October 2015, he was assigned with some team members to arrest Kano at the Golden Tulip Hotel in Lagos. According to the witness whom the court tagged PWAAA, when they got to the Golden Tulip, the reception showed them the guest manifest of several months and noticed that Kano's name was not there. They however got an order to conduct a room-to-room search of the hotel, which produced Kano in room 303 with a young lady. The witness noticed that Kano initially resisted arrest and was in an apartment that looks like a broadcasting studio. He was then taken to the DSS command in Lagos, where the items from his room were listed. The witness went on to read a statement read by Kano on the same day of his arrest, where the IPOB leader said he set up Radio Biafra because he believes in freedom of speech and that the UN Charter of People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination. In the same statement, Kano also noted that he was questioned without his lawyer or any legal representation, so he answered the questions asked him in the best way he could. After giving his evidence in chief, the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, adjourned to May 2nd for cross-examination.
The matter is very simple. The state has a case against our client, and we are defending him. And for the first time, the matter has been opened, and we have heard what the evidence is. On Friday, we are coming back to cross-examine. But in the main, the matter has commenced on a good note, very sound note, very civilized trial, and we hope by the grace of God we'll continue on this note and get to the end.
Well, it's quite unfortunate that we have not woken up to understand that you cannot just arrest people because they have equipments on them. When the interview was going on, the leader of IPOB was mentioning in that particular interview that he was just broadcasting, telling the world about what the British government is doing. And there's nothing wrong with him telling the world that we deserve our rights and we deserve what is in London over here. It is fair to have what they have, whatever they enjoy, we need to enjoy it in this country. For the first time in about 10 years, Nnamdi Kanu's case has made headways. The federal government called its first witness today, and they say they have about 5 more witnesses to call. For a matter that has been granted accelerated hearing, Nigerians are eager to know what will be the outcome of this case. Shibuzo Okezie, AIT News, Abuja.
Now, you see, the issue is not about having Maznamo Kanos cutting him with equipment and all that. You see, they attached that they caught him with a wife, with a lady, not a wife, just to destabilize, his marriage. I don't know if some people say that marriage is no longer exist, but when you look at the activities or actions of the wife, one may tempted to believe that. But how can you be in a marriage where this kind of thing is going on? This is why I am broadcasting. I'm kind of reporting, making broadcasts on this topic about Biafra, not Biafra, about African leaders and what the West are doing. This broadcast is meant for matured mind, because some of us Africans are, we intend to focus on what concerns us most than the general problem, or trying to even look into problem of other people. But it's always good to look back and see where your problem is coming from, who is behind it, and what is the intention of those people. Thomas Sankara was being spied by the West. Gaddafi was spied also by the West. Anytime Africans have somebody that is reasonable enough, want to make difference, it's not about their own people fighting them and it will mark their own end. No. The West have a way of creating division in our midst and use us against ourselves. Why go back in defense, pretending that they are negotiators and they are observers? They want to make peace. They want to tell you how it is and what way to go and all that. The truth remains, it is not like that. They always have a way of deceiving everybody and make you believe they are for you, whereas they are not for you. They are not for you. So this broadcast is just like reminding you of what most of you already know. Yeah, if not all, some of you already know that. You are aware of what the whole thing is all about. But you see this issue of the current Burkina Faso president is going to affect a lot. The only hope, I'm not here to give you false hope that African youth have waken up, they're going to resist. No. Reason why you need to pray for Ibrahim Traoré, even if he decides to focus on Africa, his Burkina Faso alone, without supporting or helping any other Africans for now, or even in the future, I'm in support of him. Let us have one country, at least one, in the whole continent that worth living, like a place that is, when you look at them, you say, I'm African. Even if you want you to start faking your identity, when they ask you abroad, where are you from? I'm from Burkina Faso. Let it be, because we don't have anyone. The annoying part is it's not even restricted to only African continent. Do you know that Caribbeans like Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Bahamas, those areas, even Jamaica, they just look like African country, even though that in different continents, any country that black man is governing or ruling, always look backward. It is not as if and they really want to tell you that black people can reason. It is not true. God has blessed us with people that have something upstairs that understand. They can even do it better than the white. But somehow they don't want to see that. They want to maintain their own ground to tell you that everything is about them. You trying to create a different version of anything is a taboo. That you must give them chance and peace. If without them ruling you go nowhere. Everything must be the way they want. Everything must follow their own principles. That's a very big problem. And I just wanted to see it that way. Honestly, I just wanted to see that because you may not believe what I'm saying, but that is the truth. Our brother Benson said the West wants African to remain poor forever. That is this your write-up that is just the pure truth. They want African to remain poor forever. Like I said, we are choosing our words here. Let me put a disclaimer. We are not here to condemn anybody. What we are trying to do is to analyze it the way it is, just to call it out the way it is, without pushing out falsehood for any hatred or any problem to start happening. No. We are trying our best to just kind of to awake our subconsciousness to begin to think and see the reason why you need to protect your own. Like me, I am very, very hungry to see one African country to work. I am so desperate to see it to the extent that in as much as Fulani is buying everybody now doing what they're doing. Imagine if Nigerians separate, like everybody go their way. If you ask me now, would you accept that everybody go their way and let's say Yoruba have more development and more built, have the kind of city, develop their cities and the economy, everything into that kind of first class, not third class, not third world country. I'm talking about the first world country that is developed country, not developing, developed country. I will tell you, yes, please separate it now. Let them just represent Africa. But I cannot say the same thing to Fulani because the agenda is different. Look at what they're doing now. They don't even have. Imagine when they have that kind of control. That means they will be launched. They will, what is called airstrike. Like when you hear, IDF strike, maybe Hamas and all that. You know what I want to do by that? They will be doing that for free, for fun. So I don't think because they are well known I can't support that. I can never ever support terrorism, not at all. So they are known for that, and this is not me trying to paint them bad. But if you check terrorism index, you can do the research one and see if what I'm saying is a formulated story or reality. So I'm not just mark my word, okay? I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I'm trying to let you know the truth. So having said that, we are going to also touch on other things. We are not yet done. Let's hear this person. Just hold on.
The topic for this video is how shameless and problematic Nigeria is at this point. I first of all know you would want me to mind my business and talk about my own country, Ghana. But listen, I don't really care about what you think. And if you haven't checked in my videos, I talk more about my country than any other on this platform. But at this point, it's not just silly and problematic how miserable Nigeria is. It's becoming for all of West Africa. And if you feel agitated already for my choice of words, wait and hear the rest of all I have to say. Let's get into it. Nigeria's population is a national security threat to every neighboring and West African country.
As of March this year, Nigeria's population is more than half the total population of West African countries. More than half. This means on any given day, the influx of Nigerian citizens to any West African country will easily swallow up the entire local population. This is why every country in West Africa needs to have a say in what goes on in Nigeria on the backdrop of the fact that...
No, you should keep quiet. Keep quiet. You know, I love this video. Don't talk, just keep quiet. When we talk about that problem in Nigeria, we talk about African problem. When you talk about insecurity in Nigeria, you talk about insecurity in the whole continent, even in the West. But you know, Western people, they have they have these criminal techniques they are using. They know how to cover themselves. Like why you just say, I'm trying to cover myself. They are trying to cover themselves at the same time, milking and sucking your natural resources for fun, without any remorse. As an African man, that's why when I see some Igbo people in Canada, like Chedewanyawo, and even the one I don't go and rest of them, when you see them behaving the way they're behaving, those of them signing petition, use their Twitter platform to campaign for arrest of PM, use their platform to condemn mass American, saying all manner of nonsense. At the same time, they turn 360 degrees to praise Ibrahim Torre, to praise Thomas Sankara of blessed memory, and many people like that. They will often talk about Nelson Mandela. They will tell you that Martin Luther King is this and that. You know, they're eager to celebrate those that succeeded in making some changes, but they are instrument to attack anyone trying to replicate that in their prison from their origin. They are the one to condemn it, not as if they don't know the end point of what the person is doing. They understand it, but the problem is that they always have this kind of element of envy and jealousness, a lot of envy and jealousy. They want to act as if their position, it should be them, but they don't make themselves available. They don't even have what it takes, the technical know-how to pilot such effect, but they are eager to paint it bad and claim they know what they're doing. So I'm happy that an Ghanaian is talking about this, but are you able to call it out, spell it out the way it is, that only Igbo people in Nigeria understand way forward of African people in a proper way? Because not that you don't have brain like other African brothers. No, you do. But we are talking out of experience. There are something that you have experienced that you people don't experience. That is gospel truth. I'm not talking about civil war here. The level of marginalization that Igbos are going through have been through is unbearable. And I don't want to change the topic, but let's just focus on what this guy is saying here.
They like to travel, ladies and gentlemen. They like to move, and they are moving in numbers. Now, ladies,
people moving in numbers and like to travel are who? Igbos. Because we are the receiver of the attack and bad governance. Direct recipient, Igbo first before getting to another people. It is only when we receive enough and there's no other place to showcase on Igbo people, then other ethnic group will start receiving it. What I mean Igbo people, I'm talking about even youth from the coastal region. I'm just grouping everybody together now, because any injustice that been made on Igbo people, they see you also as Igbo people. It is only you that sit in your own delusional, like your own stupid, in your own stupid manner, in your own stupid way, and we greet yourselves and say, no, I am a Kwere man, Igbo people are different. No. Anytime they want to sign a law or pass a law that's going to affect Igbo people, they include you. You only Ikwere, you are only from Izon, you're only from Anyama, when they want to tell you that oil is your own, so that you begin to look at Igbo people as different from you because of the so-called oil. Let me remind you that oil is also in Igbo land. The only difference is that the method of draining your own oil is more easy because of the water than the one in the south is. But the gas deposit there is not something that you can just write off. I'm not trying to, deceive you on that. Since you don't want to accept, remember that, but let this message be for those who will have the, open mind to accept what I just said. Let's hear this of our brother from Ghana. He may have something to teach us. But before then, Bersin said, who population help without any meaningful development. Population is good, but it's also bad when you have when you are running this kind of dangerous system of government that Nigerian government is running. Because when you keep on having growing your population every now and then without having any database, no birth control. I'm not in support of birth control. What I mean by birth control is that there's many ways to control. I'm not talking about giving pills. I'm talking about putting a law that if you have to be maybe at least 4 kids or 3. Like something, because that's the way to control if you don't have natural resources. But Nigeria have what it takes to even bear more children if they know how to manage the resources they have. But they don't care because they will focus on Ogbunigwe and making Fulani more relevant and seeing Igbo people to go down. That's what gives them joy. Do you understand? So I have our brother. You are one of the people that I expect to be here because I don't know your country where you are residing, but I know that you follow us here. That's what case you can. I'm happy to see you. And Obin Abros follows us here, but he don't follow us in our main platform. I know the name as well, just like Benson also, of course, follow us here, but they don't follow us in our main platform. Only workers he have made a comment that I know very, very, very well. Knowing him in terms of the name that he be on social media, not that they know him in person. And I have to appreciate you guys for joining me this late hour. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on time zone. I really appreciate you for that. So let's continue to listen to this, our brother, and make sure you also put your own opinion on comment. You can see I have time to read comment because we are here this hour to pass this message about what Africans and the poor governance of Nigeria, the impact of it into African continent and to the world at large. Even though the West choose they choose what they're getting from Africa without paying attention to the danger that is ahead. Listen.
Gentlemen, 2 major situations are making Nigeria look scary to the rest of Africa, especially the neighboring West African countries. And I said 2 major things. But first, let's put aside the lack of stable electricity and inflation for now. Those are regular problems everywhere that every country in Africa has to deal with. However, the 2 worrisome situations brewing in Nigeria, which threatens the sovereignty of other African countries, has to do with the religious extremism and poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to again hold back on the insults for now and also put down your biased glasses and hear me out for a minute before you come in. Are you aware of the number of Islamist jihadist groups operational in Nigeria as of 2025?
Many people is not aware of what this our brother said here. Even the Nigerians and even Biafrans, many. That's why, do you think some of them, to be honest with you, do you know that some people shouting Biafra, having put it like they're in cabinet, even in Ogekre camp? Let me call names so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Why is such? I don't know, all these old women running around Ogekre now, all of them, and some are also in USB. I'm not talking about women or even men. Somebody like Imam Madab. One thing is for sure, they hold American citizens. They have it. That's why it's so easy for them to somehow make money and betray everybody. To them, it's all about, let me just have water by daily bread, Forget about this mother F. You understand? Forget about this mother F. They are just just like a minute to us, and they really want to tell you, oh, Biafra is here, but they are the one putting themselves out there like a willing to. They will always use them to destabilize the plan of genuine Biafrans. They always use, they're always available for that. Why must it be? Because to them, that thing that matters to you doesn't care. They don't care. You may be in a country where you are now. If I told you, maybe if some of you in homeland, you may not understand it, because until you start knocking at your door, then you understand it. But the truth is that they don't know the number of Ndogbu going on or not. I will encourage you to go search a video of how what happened in Yemen, how those how they, the way they when they took over, how they hijack everything in Yemen. Go and look for that video, watch it. Okay, how Yemen fall. Then you go and watch what is the way they are taking, the way they are ruling in Afghanistan. Go and watch what happened in Afghanistan. After watching it, then there's a video that I shared on my main platform some time ago. This guy called Udu, that always said, some people are making calling him, mocking him by saying that he will always bring people that are failures in his platform. Udu, that guy that always how many of you remember this guy? You know that guy? There is someone that he interviewed, not one, some clips in the past, because now he's trying to avoid bringing that kind of information, which is very, very dangerous, because some of them criticizing him for bringing up people that are passing through a lot in Nigeria, that have witnessed, people that are the kind of failures. Okay. They told him that you build platform to celebrate failures, which is a lie. That guy is doing more nice job than those who claim they're doing good one, because he is helping people that don't have voice to add their voice, for people to hear them out, to know what is going on in their life, and that is how solution will follow. But some people begin to insult him. You are bringing people that are not making failures. Your platform should promote good things, not bad things. They undermine what this guy is trying to help with his platform. They don't care about it. I'm not here to talk about it. This is supposed to be a different program. But why I'm highlighting on that is because there's someone that guy interviewed. One is Nigerian Army, who covered his face. Another person is an Igbo person who lives in Abuja. In his estate where he lives, I don't know if that house belongs to him. That one is not verified yet, because I did not pay much attention to that. The story of that guy will tell you what will happen the day these people decided to take over Asorok. It will be so smooth, so easy than most of you expect. What they're delaying now is two things. They want to be in control of the landmark, okay, and the border, and the security are already, but just that they want to conquer border first. All right, they have conquered some part. Every northeast, northwest, north central, everything is in their control as we speak. Some part of Yoruba land is in their hands. Some middle belt, like Benue State, okay, Benue State, Kogi, all those areas are already in their hands. One of the reasons why some of you may not understand it, because you are hoping on Arise and Channel TV to bring it to you, so that you can see it, right? You are waiting for Arise to teach you those things, isn't it? That is the mistake you are making. The only thing that will save you is like independent broadcasters like us, pointing things out for you to not in a bad way, in a harsh way, for you to see through your nose. If you don't see it, you are just like as blind as anything. It's a matter of time. Once they capture the border, once they capture what they're doing now, the rest will be history. You see the way they take over, when the Afghan took over, how they grab Afghanistan. You find out that there's Afghans, they stretch themselves to take over than the way they will take over Nigeria. Nigeria own will be as smooth as anything. The West are aware of it. They don't want to, because for them to tackle it now, they have to add their resources to that. and somehow it may affect what they're getting, the natural gas they're sucking now. They are putting reserve so that when the time comes, they have something to fall back on. They know that you are so Igbo people and all these Christians in that make up, southern part of Nigeria. They are all like red oil. They don't have any agreement. They don't have what it takes. They don't. They know that you are only. You are just there. They understand it. The only thing they want now is to keep on sucking and putting, have something to play, hold very tight. They are aware of it. They have more intel than the intelligence unit in Nigeria themselves. They know it because the country is in their hands. They're the one running it. Everyone they're going after now, like Magam PM, they are the one that design how it's gonna be. In a stylish way that you may not even know that they're the one. The battle that people are facing in Africa, not only Nigeria, it's not about this bad leader you are seeing. It is about those that are behind them. They are their backbone. And many of us often believe that let us pray that God will give us good governance, good person to lead us. That's a wrong prayer, a very wrong prayer. The prayer should be, let God deliver us from the West. Because they are the one, even if you like, bring St. Peter to rule Nigeria. You see, Master the way Nigeria is it now, Master cannot rule Nigeria and make out any meaningful thing there. He may not last 3 months. Even if he want to forge ahead, two things are involved. Is either he bow to the power that be, or elimination. Two things, nothing more. So, and for you, the elimination is more easy. It is more easy because those your brothers, you will not see any straight hair person around you that will coming to assassinate. No. It is those ones that call your brother. And as foolish as some of them are, they will tell them, imagine you as a president. When you are still alive as a president, when you are still there, they'll be telling them, controlling their mind on how beautiful, how nice it will sound. Okechukwu, president of Nigeria. Wow, that would be nice. At your age, you beat the record. You work with. They will be telling you how you'll be having conference with them. Once you do, you'll be the one to buy your brother. Then once you buy your brother, they will not tell you, look, you have committed a crime. You must follow this. You must follow that. Or otherwise, we bring international law to try you about the death of. You have clips. You have documents. That's the only thing. That's one of the tactics. So I don't want to go deep on that, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Many of you are aware of what I'm saying, and we have Gabriel. Gabriel Wankwo said, "You are doing a great work, my brother. God is your strength." Thank you. I think that's a word of appreciation. I really appreciate you for that. Let's go back to this.
Let me give you the list, ladies and gentlemen. It started in the year 2000 with Boko Haram, whose aim is to establish an Islamic state in Nigeria. Then the first splinter group from Boko Haram called Ansaru was formed in 2012. After Ansaru came, the next splinter group called Islamic State West Africa Province, aka ISWAP, which started in 2016. Darul Salam also came in from the Niger Delta, and then the multiple Fulani militant groups came in. Just when we thought these groups were too many to handle for one country, then we hear of a group originally from Mali and also operational in Niger moving in to Nigeria. They are called Lakurawa. The situation appears to get worse by the days, from one bad jihadist group to a worse group. Ladies and gentlemen, is Nigeria becoming or already become the main breeding ground for all terrorist groups in Africa? What's going on here? When other countries are thinking of ways to create conducive environment to entice foreign investment, Nigeria is rather enticing terror. Let me ask you this. What conditions are making the northern part of Nigeria so enticing to these groups in the first place? Because This is where almost all of them are situated. Every day I read the news in Nigeria, I get terrified. Every time. Because the spillover of these groups will directly enter all the nearby countries. These are countries in West Africa. This may include the splinter groups moving to other countries or the citizens of Nigeria abandoning their own homeland for another. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious issue that needs immediate continental concern. Nigeria is a friend of Ghana. Nigeria is a part of ECOWAS. When they are moving into your country, we cannot turn them away. But when a million moves in at one time, what then becomes the fate of the host nation's security, sovereignty, and economy? And this can happen on any given day, ladies and gentlemen. And what actually terrifies me is this. I don't see any real political actions or steps taken by the leadership of the country to deal with the situation. You don't hear of the presidency talk.
Franca is here with us. Good morning, Franca. Nice to have you. How are you? Happy New Month to you guys. Happy New Month. And you see, this our brother here from Ghana. It is a Ghanaian. He's more worried than many of you. He's not in Nigeria. He's in Ghana. This is when you have someone that have, awakened spirit. Like his consciousness is active, not sleeping. Somebody is in Abuja. Then I forget this people. No, Nigeria. Not are just fully. They're illiterate. That they don't go to school. That they can't afford them. Northerners. They are just there. Who knows them? Northerners they are just ranting. Now. This our brother is in Ghana. He's not living in any Nigerian land. He's not in Nigerian soil. If Nigeria have any soil anyway. He's not there. But he's more worried. His concern is that you do this and enter Ghana. That this is not something about Nigeria anymore. But Nigerians have throwing party. I said, looking over everything. They don't care. They don't understand. You see the difference. Whereas people who actually mean good for themselves are complaining and worried. Somebody who is in Nigeria is telling forget about it. There's no way this will not. If you tell them, remember what happened in 60s, in 50s, that you guys are the party people, the party Igbos in mass everywhere in Nigeria, which they call is it podrum or whatever they call that. They party everybody. They will tell you that was then. It cannot happen now. No. This tribal government they will not allow it. You see human being. Everybody with their own mindset. Everybody with their own mindset. The question again is, what makes this person? Why is he worried? Why do you think he is worried? Why do you think he's worried? He is worried because of one thing. He understands the danger. He knows what it means to be in a system that never care or worried about human life. He's aware of the job of Ndoboniwe. They don't look face. And believe you me, if God forbid, if they conquer everyone, Ghana, what is the name of this country? Benin Republic, Niger understand it because they have the same mindset. Niger understand it because they have the mindset. So Niger somehow is trying to, because they are now somehow affiliated to Russia, which is good for them, because I prefer I will support anyone protecting themselves. Okay? These are Muslim countries, but they're also afraid of what their people can do. You, P2B, you, governors from southern part, in Yoruba land and all that, you don't see any danger there because of diplomatic passport that we are using now. And your children can fly anywhere, anytime, any day without having any issue. The money is there, everything is there. You have everything it takes to live the way you want to live. Yet you're a Christian that's supposed to have more, so that is supposed to be more compassionate than anyone. You see this, hypocrite. Anyway, blessing Jamina said, "Greetings, Sky TV. Yes, Igbo have oil and gas in Abia State, in a village called Owaza in Okwa West. And this is my first time of hearing this village. I hope I got the pronunciation because I'm not. Okwa West is in Abia State, right? Okwa West, I think it's in Abia State. Local government, and also in Okigwe, of course, and Olo in Imo State, and in Che, and Egbema, Igbo land. So even in Enugu State, they have it. They have it in Anambra State. I'm not sure of a boy. And they have in Ebonyi because there's a land that is it Benue or Kogi? There's a land that is kind of in dispute between Ebonyi State and one other state nearby, and that land has oil. So you can relate, right? Everywhere have oil. So I understand what you are saying. Thank you for your comment, and please, if you have not liked the video, what are you waiting for? Let's continue.
About strategies. You don't hear of governors talk plans, senators the same. Where are the marches, ladies and gentlemen, and the demonstrations on the streets to force the hand of the government to face it head on? Where are they? It's like the fate of the people in this country is in individuals' hands. Those with the resources may hire armed officers for their personal security, and those who don't have to live carefully and away from certain hotspots. Ladies and gentlemen.
So it has gone to the extent of even a Ghanaian feeling the pains of Nigerians while Nigerians are busy talking about who is more richer than the whiskey than Davido, who is how the concert of Burna Boy, and they're busy talking about how very dark man is this and that, and they're talking this is the conversation now. Then when this is just like a perfect example of what you're talking about, perfect example of that. The annoying part is my own worry and concern is the attitude of Igbo people. Very easy to say that people, you have this danger of this magnitude, but everything you care about is how to send your people to Onokporo. Few weeks ago, we just shared to you conversation of Oginkere people looking for a way to nail what to lay hands on to report against CS. Can you imagine that? These are the same people that say Mazan where he is today. I have said it before, I'm going to say it again. Mazan Kanu is not where he is because of just the Northerners. No. Northerners leaders or politicians, are they happy to do that? Of course. Who made it possible for them to achieve it? Of course, Igbo people. The same thing with PM. We are here now when the annoying part is that they no longer hide it. They will tell you publicly, boy, we're going to do this. See, the one who said, promise PM one-on-one that he can't wait to see the end of this. Is he up to 2 weeks? Is he a politician? No. He claimed that he is, but he's not. He's just one of the criminal, deceiving people, acting as if he's this, he's that. Why do I say so? Somebody who claimed that he's in Showore's Take It Back group. He's in Showore's party. He contested for Enugu State Governor on that Showore's party, even though nobody noticed that he was even contesting. He contested and nobody noticed that he contested after the election. Then he's the one, telling you, letting you know that he contested that before after the election. Because throughout the election, nobody noticed his presence. That is how bad it is. But this is what he wants. He wants to be a politician by fire by force. Because he has not gained or built his popularity, he joined Mazam and start shouting Biafra. Anytime they're having fundraising, he wears his ishag and donate. His wife also will contribute and donate money. They're donating money not because they want to have that money to fight for freedom. No. They want you to know, to get used to their name. So that when they sabotage, you're not gonna say that you don't know them. You already know them, and they will inform Nigerian government, look, this is who we are. We are back again to contest for. That's it. And they are contesting, knowing the danger. They know, they understand it. I'm using Chidwaya as one of the scapegoats. Many of them are like that. They have their citizenship from their children, everybody. They have a country where they know that whether it's good or bad in Africa, we don't care. If you keep Africa to work, if you keep Nigeria one, okay, we are okay. If you don't keep it, okay, no problem. If we have money, we can come back with our hard currency and flex around and go back. So if you want to say that place is your choice. Sometimes they're happy because the way the Africa is, to them, it will help them to become a philanthropist, where they'll be helping the poor. And who is this poor they're talking about? You. Yet you'll be the one to clap for them. Right on, my brother. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you, Dr. Chidi. Many of them are like that. Let us continue. Somebody who is in Ghana is feeling the pain and can see it more than many of thousands and millions of people in Nigeria. Very, very sad.
Is this the best Nigeria can do in their own country? Day in, day out, all we hear is kidnapping, robbery on buses and even on trains, village killings and so on. Is this ever going to change in Nigeria in the nearest possible time? Nigeria currently ranks 10 on every type of crime list in the world. Talk about cybercrime, organized crime, financial crimes, and extremism. You will find them on the top 10 list of all of them. What type of society are you building? On the criminality index on ocindex.net, you are 6th out of 193 countries, 2nd out of African countries, and number 1 in West Africa. You are ranked 19th among the least peaceful countries in the world, and nothing shows it bothers you, especially they that hold power in the country. Omanaja, what's up? When you finally get the chance to vote for a president who may bring a difference to the country, you reject it. You vote the same type of leadership in every election, and the problems continue. Why won't you try change? Why can't the people try what Ghana did? You come out in your numbers. You create your own coalition centers. You protect the ballot boxes at all costs and ensure a free and fair elections for once in your lifetime. Because if you as a regular Nigerian don't like what's going on in your home country, you have to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. That cannot be done by anyone else but yourselves, unless it benefits you. What's the ultimate goal here? When you have chosen democracy as your system of governance, and it's only making life a living hell for the majority of the people. What is the plan, ladies and gentlemen? This is disturbing. Now, on to the second situation that is of equal concern as the first. This is about the level of poverty in Nigeria. You have more than 40% of your total population living below the global poverty line of $2.15 per day. That's more than 100 million people, ladies and gentlemen. That's a national security crisis. To have more than 100 million people who don't spend up to 3,300 naira in a day is problematic for the state's economy and for the people themselves. And here is how. The 3,300 naira per day will include your transport fare in and out to work if you have one, or to school, your breakfast, your lunch, your supper for one person. And so when that's not possible for more than 100 million people, then there isn't much these 100 million people are doing to contribute to the economy of the local state. People must work, produce, buy, pay taxes, and all of that, which runs the local economy. And that explains why countries whose citizens spend more do better than countries which citizens spend less. This is economic fact. Economic activities thrives off of demand and supply, buying and selling. And so, when purchasing power drops, supply power is affected. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to that is the low rate at which Nigeria's economy is growing. With the kind of population you have and expected to have in the next 10 years, your economy cannot survive on a single-digit economic growth in a fiscal year. Currently in Nigeria, your country is growing on an average rate of 3.4%. 3.4%. That's super slow for your size. You need to move that thing to more than 10% per annum and sustain it over a decade to meet the surge ahead. Your country's population is projected to hit 290 million in the next 10 years, and that's adding at least 50 million more people to what you have now. So the pace you are running will have to change immediately. From 2020 to 2023, the average unemployment.
These are brothers don't know that in Nigeria, he don't understand that in Nigeria, database is haram. You don't understand that to have database like you're putting data. How this is haram. And it's not only haram to, it's not, when I say haram, I'm talking about Islam, yeah? I'm talking about even the Christians. They don't care. The poverty and suffering going on that is in Nigeria, they're using that to create content and laughing at themselves. That's why if anybody is dying of hunger, it's a content. It's a content you just on your camera, Mama Yabo, oh, what is going on? My son, my pikin, I've never eaten since morning, they will show you how they're helping Mama Yabo by using their own money and put a count. Just help Mama Yabo. Mama Yabo is going. That person that is helping automatically is a celebrity because only Nigerian YouTuber, content creator, Facebook, TikTokers, and everybody is a celebrity. You can't see it in another country. It is like that because of the poverty that this guy is talking about. If you're a YouTuber in Nigeria, you're a celebrity. If you are posting on Facebook, you have a Facebook page, of course you're a celebrity. If you're a TikToker, you're a celebrity, of course. As long as somehow, if not just that you're posting, as long as you're posting anything, if you dare add it, like helping, giving some, help, random support, you're a celebrity. Anywhere you go, they'll be shouting your name, hey. Not because they love you, they want something to eat. That is the level the whole thing is now. And we have people that made a comment. Larry is here. Larry said Biafra belong to Biafra Unite. Biafra, okay, Biafra belong to Biafra Unite. Really? Can you verify what you just said? Because that platform have deceived some people just this past week. There's a video I made. I believe that you have watched the video. That's why you're saying it here. I believe that you have watched that video in our main platform where we talk about the person claiming that Commander Jen to say something about it. Anyway, no problem. Whatever it may be, I'm not here for that. Thank you for your comment. Anthony Major, our brother is here. He said, "My brother Kai." Let program okay, Kai let program. God bless you for your good work. Watching from my side, Chile. I know, my dear. I know. Thank you so much for saying hi. I appreciate it. And it makes me happy to see some of us that follow us in our main platform watching this video at this point in time. It simply means that truly you follow us here and you turn your bell notification. That's why you're able to see the notification. And I've shared it to our main platform so that some of us that are yet to understand that this two platform is belong to us. You need to understand it and like the video, of course. I'm considering coming live later on like this here on this platform so that we have chance to put content in our main platform during the day if I have chance. But sometimes some of the videos we are seeing their time is scheduled because this is not the only thing I have to do. I have other things to engage myself. So once I record a video, I just schedule it. It will time it when it's gonna go on air and something like that. So I have a way of doing that. Some of you that I know how to do it, of course, you understand better. Obina Bros said hi. Thank you, Obina. And many of you, I know the comment is not all that busy because some people are sleepy, you're going to bed, some of you are just waking up. I understand. I know that tomorrow is public holiday, international, I think international public holiday because it's a labor day. So that's why it is so easy for me to broadcast now with faith, believing that some people will not going to work tomorrow. So we can spend this night together. If you have chance to do support us, you can. So we have at least 30 something watching. It was 40, but it has descended to 30 something. Please, but we have only 12 people that like the video. Like the video so that the owner of the platform may send it to other people to understand that we are streaming live now and they can join us. So if you can do that, I will appreciate. Our sister is here. Happy to see you, John Maybe. Good morning, Kai. One name. I appreciate you, my sister. How are you and how is your family? Nice to see you. Okay, nice to see you, and I appreciate you for that. And what it should be early morning. I think it should be early morning your time. I believe it should be early morning your time. Show me. And let's go back to the video. Please like the video, okay? In case maybe let me assume that you do not remember. Now that we have something, at least let it be 20 something like. So as number increase, I expect the like button increase because not everybody watching you like you. So some people are here with agreement. Tina is here. You are here this hour. Wow. I know that many of you can make it because of tomorrow. Tomorrow is holiday, of course. My side is 9 p.m. PM. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 9, not even late hour. So meaning that your late hour should be almost morning time here. Okay? Because I'm using different land, different time. And Doreen said good evening, Kai. Good evening, meaning that you are still in your evening as well. I see you. Nice to have you. And Chika Bobby said, well done, Brother Kai. Thank you, Chika. Nice to have you guys. I appreciate you all. Please like the video. Okay? Like the video, very important. Now let's go back to this Ghanaian brother. Do you know one thing I love about this clip is this? He's not a Nigerian. He's not a Nigerian. This is a Ghanaian that is so troubled and worried about the future that what Nigeria is going to offer West Africa. PM predicted it that when he was addressing, Finnish government and all this while and trying to talk sense to the Europeans. The Europeans are playing a very dangerous game, very, very dangerous game that is going to manifest. Let me just be kind. I wanted to say in the next 10 years. Let me just be kind. 15 to 20 years time to come, Europeans will know what the impact of their decision now will be reflecting there. In fact, they have started already. But why I prolong it is because when it will be too obvious for blind to see. Because this idea of forget about because there's still things that now a war here. I want to use my language, Igbo language, to say that because I don't want people that own the platform to think that we are calling people's bad names. But you know what I mean. Bear lacha banana. Ne banana lacha. Or if I can have the buy room marketer. But time will tell. The same thing they did trying to have access to Ndisianas, their natural resources, and open their border for them to troop in. They will be struggling, this time. My prayer is that Russia, please, do what you can to help Burkina Faso. Because once Burkina Faso stands, there's more, we have more hope. Okay? Maybe something may happen that Biafrans will also follow suit. You never can tell. But if it's that is the annoying part or the worst part of it is that ending na Igbo gị na afa na Igbo nke fa na agbawa obi. My side is 9:51 p.m. or a.m. Tina, p.m. or a.m. and EJ is here with us. Ndewo Mazika, Ndewo, my sister, nice to have you. I'm really happy to see you guys this hour. Like I said, I will be coming. I think I need to try my best to make it a culture because that's what we did on our platform before. Later broadcast, we don't joke with it. Like I said, when I started the PM, always watch this outlet broadcast. Don't ask me how I know, but I do. I know that PM always watch my later hour broadcast. That's what I did on our main platform. We were having it like it was like a kind of compulsory. Every day we are here for later broadcast. I think that's what I need to activate it here because it's gonna go a long way to help. Melton said, Mazeka in Dewo, good job you are doing. I appreciate you for saying that. It's not easy, but we have to do it. And 5 hours difference, that's okay. I understand, but it's not easy. That's from Umeja. Chomi said, not be aka. No be aka ụmụazị ji anyị aka ji anyị bụ aka ọkwa aka ndị aka okay kalanka and not only one, so many hands. That's from John Megden. So many hands. The issue is that not even that hand is my problem. Let the hand come. But you see our own brother, our own people. Just imagine in the whole Nigeria, we are example of bad, like anytime they cook up bad governance and bad thing to bring to Nigerians, the first place to test it is on Igbo man. What is going on now? How many of you, I believe that you have seen the arrest of E-Money. They went after him. You know, we have this kind of this sentiment. Oh, you know, Igbo man, our brother, and all that, which is good. But when it matters the most, we seem to, you know, even though we know that it's wrong, we keep our mouth shut. Bring that injustice to another person that is not an Igbo man. The first person to raise alarm and stand for the person is an Igbo man. What happened to E-Money now? They are testing it. Once they're done with that, another celebrity from other tribe will follow suit. But the injustice and marginalization, they will test it on Igbo man, and it's always workable because they already know that Igbo man can't do anything. We are conquered. That's the gospel truth. We are conquered. You can't take it away. That's what it is. Even though it is difficult or it is very painful to admit, but we are conquered people. Now, as a conquered race, once they bring that their activities on you, they will test on you. Then they'll see how others will react before bringing it. Because if they jump you and test on other people, the tendency of them losing is high. Okay? Remember what happened to Bobrisky. The EFCC went after him, pretended that the guy is in prison. They put him in one room and hide him there. And after they released him, if not that very dark man who leaked that information, what happened? Did they arrest him again and jail him? No. They connive and make sure that the guy, travel outside Nigeria without tracking him down. That is conspiracy because he's not an Igbo man. Somebody like E-Money, what is the offense? He was spraying pounds to Flavor. The allegation is that, you step on Naira notes while spraying pounds to Flavor. The issue is that they jump the person that threw the Naira on the floor and goes after E-Money. That's a target. Because maybe the person that threw the money on the floor don't have what it takes. They will not gonna make millions E-money can vomit money because E-money is capable of paying millions, okay, to make sure that he did not sleep in cell or in jail or in detention for 2 days a day. He don't want to discomfort himself at his level. He can pay millions. But maybe the person that throw the money may spend 3 months going trials and waiting for a miracle to occur before he come out. And at the end of the day, maybe the person can afford only 500,000 or 1 million. So it's better to go after the big fish. And you will have a lot of big fish. So they'll be picking them to make money. Other people from other tribes using the government office to take the wealth that you labor for, making money from these guys of the government is fighting naira mutilation and all that. But the target is for them to enrich themselves. You are the hard-working race. You are making money. They are the one taking you your money because they find their way in government. So that is tactics. If they succeed on this one, they will move it to another person, and then people will begin to talk. But it will be too late because they will tell you, it happened to E-money. Are you different from E-money? The initial plan is to create that kind of reason, give themselves reason to go after other people. And the best people to pick to start it, always like that. When issue occur, national problem happened, Igbo man will volunteer his business because he want Nigerian he want to buy his way to the government to become relevant, to have something to offer, so that people will say, oh, you tried, you're a very good person. Example of that is Allen Oyama. Before in South Africa, when xenophobia kicked off, they were buying Igbo people in South Africa, which we have seen some clips and some comments of non-Igbo tribe. I don't want to mention race now, so people will not say, oh, you're attacking any race. So, gingering South African mafians to keep on buying that the Igbos are very bad. Even in Nigeria, they're looking for a way to teach them a lesson, that they're so bad anywhere they go. Do you understand? Then some non-Igbos that also happen to become victim of that kind of evil plan. When the going get tough, that federal government need to do something to send aircraft to bring those ones, called the assistant and everybody. They couldn't send aircraft. Allen Oyama jumped into the matter and donated his aircraft. What is his gain? Now the one happened in what the very dark man leaked information about was some northerners and some basically northerners and some other tribe, few of them doing this woman trafficking and all that, and child abuse, the rest of them doing the social work somewhere in Africa. I think that is it Ivory Coast? What happened? Allen Oyama, of course, sent his aircraft to go there and do the needful. Then Igbos that are stranded in South Africa, that we saw a clip of Ebuka Obi trying to using his own money to. I'm not a fan of Ebuka Obi, don't get it twisted. Using his money to bring them back because they are stranded in South Africa. You can't see Igbo millionaire or billionaire or whatever to do anything at all. Not at all. But when you see their strength, is when it has to do with Nigeria. Once you say Nigerian people, they will come. They are not doing that because they are trying to buy their way to the power. They are trying to become relevant for the government to say, you are good citizens. You are just a good citizen of Nigeria. You are best of them all. After telling that, they will say, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. With hand, thank you, sir. Half handshake. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Then when they need something, no. This thing is a location. No. You from Eastern part. You guys should wait. We're talking about. I have a brother from Kwara State. He's supposed to come before you. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna call you back. They'll be putting their people. Your own is to you keep on. You look at among all the people contesting for presidency. I'm not talking about the person. No, the future one. the 2027, Peter Obi have already started eating full donono. From now, I mean, this is 2025. Peter Obi have already started eating full donono. Drinking kunu because of what? He want to contest. The question is he the only one to want to contest? How many of other his fellow contestants are in the East eating ofo or maybe ofora or abacha? Not at all. But you see Peter Obi, this 2025, he will eat it 2025, 26, 27, he will eat. That's more 3 years to eat flat donono to prove that he's a very good one Nigerian than anybody. I'm not against you as a Nigerian. No. I'm just trying to tell you what you have to pass through as an Igbo man for you to become relevant or be accepted or to consider you as a human being at all in the system. This is just political angle of it, too, political view of it. If you want to go through religious view of it or try maybe, let's talk about even in sports. Do you know that Celestine Babayaro, many of you that love football, you should understand the guy in Gogo who is Celestine Babayaro is from Imo State. Babayaro is his surname. He changed his name for him to play, have a slot. Not about talent. Back then in 90s. So it's not start today. You know, this kind of thing. I know some of them, nothing else that I watch. You are bringing division. You are bringing. What is more division than your actions? My own is to tell you what happened. I'm not telling you what they may do to you. I only point out few things that has happened. My own is to remind you. You understand? I'm not saying that you should believe me. No. Don't believe me. But marry your Google. Ask your Google who is Celestine Babayaro. Where did he come from? Why is it that he's bearing the name Babayaro? I heard this when I was in primary school. And then I was in doubt. That's not possible. Then I could remember during primary school. I think I was in primary 3 or primary 5. We used to say Celestine Babayaro. Then, because we are playing football, of course, we need to also look who is playing, want to play like him, that kind of thing. I was much interested about it. And that was why, today, I'm a fan of Chelsea Football Club. Why? Because of that guy, Celestine Babayaro. Somebody said that he's an Igbo man, but I was doubting. Because I love him so much. The way he was left-footed. All this thing is what we used to think that everything is all right until I think last year, someone that called the Funny Bone. Funny Bone is a comedian from Anambra State. These are people that grew up in the north. Celestine Babayaro also grew up in the north as an Igbo man. He happened that where Funny Bone grew up is the same street with Celestine Babayaro. The interview that one of football tribe granted, the Funny Bone granted interview to in a platform called the football tribe, one of Nigerian YouTube like that. He made it clear that Celestine Babayaro is a Igbo man. I think I write it on that then here on my main platform. I can't locate the video because the video there is too many now. Now, what am I trying to say? This is what you have to go through. You have to go. Then, you that have not been a victim of what I just said, and all these people that I just mentioned, you have not been a victim. They have not demolished your house. You have not lost your loved one, maybe in any maybe protest, because they use Igbo people to settle protests. You don't know that. The reason why the hunger protest, you see that everything went normal, calm down. Nobody is going court, no trial, nobody is putting on social media on the media to discuss about the outcome of that, because Igbo people said no, we are not joining the protest. Had Igbo people joined that protest by now, Akagane, where you hearing a human rights activist, he said that this about South Reporter sometimes will be bringing that event, like as they're still talking about end SARS protest, it's still a state of discussion even at this moment. It would have been the same thing with the end hunger. Is it end hunger or end hunger? I don't know what they call that protest they did against a hardship in Tinubu regime. Within a few months, he emerged as a president of Nigeria. People started protesting. How many of you can remember that because it just happened a few months ago? Now, people refuse to protest. That's why today nobody is talking about And what is that name of that? Something remind me of something. Is it end hardship protest or something like that? Is that natural? Nobody's talking about it, and you did not hear them by somebody to tell you that their hands are, will be scratching them to pull trigger when Igbo people are involved. On an attempt to get Igbo, they will get other people. Then it becomes a national topic. Oh, how can a policeman buy innocent protesters? Oh, how can a policeman throw tear gas? Oh, but the protest was in the north. They committed everything that they dare not try to do in the south. No tear gas, no buying of anybody. Maybe if I'm wrong, please correct me. Maybe there's any way somebody acquired, but this is my own little way of following what happened. I did not see any report that they buy somebody, and that's a story for another day. Now let us remember we are playing this Ghanaian broadcaster. Let us complete it.
Employment rate was over 39% of the capable workforce until last year, when the new administration by Tinubu had to revise the method for calculating to reduce it to now 5.3%. Whether that is accurate or not, the reality of the people hasn't changed.
Okay, my brother Anthony Mede, good night to you. See you again. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.
That's a huge problem. Ghana and every other country for that matter have our own problems to deal with. But at least not with the numbers Nigeria comes with. The very fact that these two situations I've just described has a direct impact on all neighboring countries is what has triggered me to do this video. Because the rise and success of Nigeria is in the interest of all African countries. In the same way, the fall and demise of Nigeria is detrimental to all African countries, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, whether it offends your pride as a successful Nigerian who doesn't like your country being talked about in a negative light or not, that's not only up to them or you to determine what others may say, because once there is a problem in your country, everyone will feel the impact. Just like it said, when Nigeria sneezes, every African country catches cold. Folks, I want to read your opinion on this matter without insult. So let's hear from you.
Okay, that's the end of the video. I love what he said. He said that it's not in your condition to. You're not the only one to tell people what to do, how you feel. That thing that you're doing also affects us. So I have a right to talk about it. It's not that when I say that some of them say, "Oh, you are supporting Fulani," I told them, if you don't want me to add my own voice to what you guys are saying, lying against people, then make sure that you cut off my father's land from Biafra. Since you don't, because as long as my territory is a part of it, I have every right to air my own opinion, not to command anybody. But some people don't like truth. Even though you don't have any impact, or not impact, any control of anything. Yeah, you just add your own opinion. They don't feel comfortable. Let me read a post from Blessing Jamina. Said, so the Fulani strike. So the Fulani strike, where we were well programmed, and they were underestimated and also loved by other tribes, without knowing that there are big pythons and vipers because of their nomadic life. True. Oh, Anthony Mede said, okay, I think I've gone through. And Amadi Chigoze, our brother, is here. Dewokai, thank you so much, my brother, to join us. And please do me a favor by clicking on the like button. We are almost at the end of the broadcast, so some of you will go back to sleep. I'm sorry for keeping you this late, but we have to do that because we are trying to activate our broadcast here on the platform. Hopefully, we have the strength to continue this way. I have a few other things to share with us, so that you can understand what the future holds for you. And I would like to play this from As Namadukano. This is one of when he was having question and answer. This happened back then, and I would like you to listen.
You can never ever stop a black African man.
Okay, let us start from the beginning. I want to make sure that we capture this message from Mazda Morecano, what he said about black people and the West. Hear this.
You can never ever stop a black African man from being the devil that he is. I say it without any apologies to anybody. It's true. Black men behave like demons. Let me put it to you this way. Every good leader Africa ever had, with the exception of Nelson Mandela, was assassinated. Their assassination was facilitated by their own people. Is that not correct? It's true. Yes, it's very fast. Good. It's true, yeah. We remember the issue of the very handsome, vibrant Thomas Sankara that came out to prove to the whole world that a black man can reason. He didn't do it by rhetoric. He went in and transformed his country, Upper Volta, Burkina Faso.
The same Burkina Faso of today, formerly known as Upper Volta. That is where Thomas Sankara come from. So that is the same thing, because they assassinated the man simply because of his effort to make these people to breathe. Now they have another person after how many years? The same hands, the same tactics is now calling for his head. Listen, but like I said, I just pray that Russia will do the needful.
Overnight, that they say to export food. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm hearing you, sir. Because they use his best friend, Blaise Compaoré, to kill him. Yeah. Look at Patrice Lumumba and Mobutu Sese Seko. Yeah. That is in a black man. A black man cannot take it away from himself. Do you know that the Nzofuku was planned by Britain? One day, the day I will say it, people will go mental. Do you know that the coup of 1966 was planned by Britain? Are you aware of that? Yeah, you are very right, sir. Do you know why they planned the coup? No, sir. Because Biafra land, all of us, the East, under Dr. Michael Opara, listen to this, was the fastest growing economy in the whole world. Opara was growing the economy of the Eastern region at the rate of 40% every year. I didn't say 4%, 40% every year. It was the fastest growing economy in the world. Do you know what Michael Opara did? Michael Opara had steel works. Michael Opara was producing cement. Michael Opara was building ceramics. Michael Opara was producing steel in Enugu. Michael Opara was industrializing. In other words, we are manufacturing the things we are consuming. Britain said no. Even this one Nigeria cannot hold Zubo back. Let's spoil it. That was why they planned the coup. Are we aware of that? Yeah, you are very much aware. Now, you see, listen to me, my dear brother. Yeah. The enemies will try to divide us. Some of us will provide a willing vessel and tool for the enemies to use.
True. Some of us will provide a willing vessel for enemy to use against us. That is just what is going on. You see that from Mazi Nnamdi, and I have a clip to play so that you can relate it to what he just said now. I don't know if the volume is okay. Let me try and
fastest growing demographically.
Now listen, this is European. This is from European Union. I think this lady is the one leading them at the moment, and this is what she said. Targeting Burkina Faso again. Listen.
Think about the Sahel region. One of the poorest, yet fastest growing demographically. The succession of military coups will make the region more unstable for years ahead. Russia is both influencing and benefiting from the crisis, and the region has become fertile ground to the rise of terrorism. This is of direct concern for Europe, for our security and our prosperity. So we need to show the same unity of purpose towards Africa as we have shown towards Ukraine. This is a must. We need to focus on cooperation with legitimate governments and regional organizations. We need to develop a mutually beneficial partnership which focuses on common issues for Europe and Africa. And this is why, together with HRVP Borrell, we will work on a new strategic approach to take forward at the next EU-AU summit.
Now, I'm going to play it again, and I'll be pausing it to say something about it. Let's start from the beginning again, because...
Think about the Sahel region, one of the poorest, yet fastest growing demographically.
Now, think about Sahel region, one of the poorly yet fastest developed demographically. Now, the issue is this. Underline the word, the poor. Burkina Faso is also in that Sahel region you're talking about. They always tell you poor, corruption. That is what Fulani is doing. Remember when Masakan exposed how they conquered Hausa people. When Fulani came to Hausa land, they told them that their leaders are corrupt. Your leaders are corrupt. So they are the one not corrupt. They want to teach you how to lead without any corruption. Only on that attempt, for Hausa people was okay. Believing them, they take over. The question is, the person telling you that this person is corrupt.
Okay, was that?
Okay, telling you that this person is corrupt and this one is not corrupt. They understand that what they're saying is a lie, but they have to use that to deceive you. The country you're talking about, how poor they are, poor country, poor region, in a short space of time, the current president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, have cleared debt that French people claim they're owing them and paid everything off to make sure they're hands off. Just check the activities, what is going on there. These Westerners, they're panicking and peeing their clothes because they understand that once one country begin to breathe from Africa, the rest will follow suit. Asia developed today, or somehow far better than Africa, because of the presence of Japan and China. Japan was able to conquer even their neighbor country in Asia, trying to, example, Philippines, okay, and many other countries. They were rubbing shoulder with America and Germany then during the of Hitler and all that. Japan was rubbing shoulder. Other countries in Asia are somehow developed. They're not crying about electricity, good roads, and all this like Africa are doing now because they were able to emulate from the neighboring country. That format Japan used to build themselves is what other Asian countries begin to copy. Today, if you talk about countries in Asia, mention one country in Asia that you can relate together with Nigeria. Okay, you may say that you're Nigerians because you people are Igbos, you don't like Nigeria. Okay, let me say, apart from Nigeria, mention one country in Africa, in West Africa, that I'm talking about one country in Asia that you can compare with any other country in Africa. I'm not talking about natural resources. No, I'm talking about development in education, everything. There's no country in Asia that is as poor as some countries in Africa, if not all. No country. Even Bangladesh, P2B was using Bangladesh to give you an example of how they're building. Some clothes is made, we see it, jeans, I'm not talking about native attire. You see jeans written made in Bangladesh. Is it Indonesia? So there's no way you can compare. And all this is because Japan was able to stand. And China, of course, Korea, these are people that made it possible for them. They begin to see, reason to think, reason to protect themselves. They want to be like, they won't have, they begin to follow what, do you know that, in as much as we blame the West and all that, it's not as if every other country, ask yourself this question, why is it that Britain colonized many other countries. Why is it that only Nigeria owns seems to be peculiar, like totally very, very different from others? Britain colonized, they colonized, what's the name of the, India. Malaysia. What country again? I think Singapore. But all these countries are not battling with the British the way Nigeria and other countries in Africa are still answerable to them. Even France, only in Africa, because the one thing they have achieved is to make sure that if you want to think on how to develop your land or build your state or your country, you want to build them like an European. When you go get them to tell them, okay, I want to be like you, what can I do? They will give you false format, they'll give you wrong advice, they will come back to display it. The advice they're giving you is the advice that's going to enable them to keep on taking something from you. But in Asia, Japan was able to tell them what to do and how to do it, how to respond to West when they come to you. And that's why countries in Asia was able to do what they was able to stand. Africa cannot do that. Because of what? No, Africa have almost 50-something countries, not even one. You can't beat yourself and say, okay, I'm proud of this country in Africa. Not at all. And this is applicable to other countries, that African countries in the Caribbean, Haiti, Bahamas, they are also struggling. Cuba. If you search it, when you are watching some videos from there, you think that you are watching a video from Kenya or maybe from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Mozambique. Because almost the same, all these black countries is like that. Anyway, once Burkina Faso stand, you see different. Now let me continue because we're almost at the end of this live broadcast. Let's continue.
The succession of military coups will make the region more unstable for years ahead. Russia is both influenced,
trying to condemn that she's talking about military coup. What is your concern? A coup that helping the people to build themselves, or a coup that is against you, sucking and taking away natural gas from the people. So you see that she's saying it as if she cares about the people. It's about their own interests.
And benefiting from the crisis. And the region has become fertile ground to the rise of terrorism. This is of direct concern for Europe, for our security and our prosperity.
They are not talking about terrorism, Burkina Faso, but they ignore Nigerian all this while. Now they want to tell you about terrorism because they want to say that to your ear, so that you think, oh, it's true. Not at all. Don't mind that. They ignore, when they see terrorism, they ignore that because it doesn't matter. Terrorism in Nigeria is not stopping them to get what they want, because the issue is that they are in collaboration, okay, with those that are sponsoring that Ogbonigwe. Now let's continue.
So we need to show the same unity of purpose towards Africa as we have shown towards Ukraine. This is a must.
Now that they want to show unity of purpose to Africa, just like they have shown to Ukraine. Go and check Ukraine. What is going on? Are you proud of that? These are people that are counting on their failures in Ukraine. No? It's not telling them can show unity of purpose. What is their unity of purpose? Let us, I know you, France. I know your purpose in Africa. You know my own. Protect me, I protect your own. Let us pretend that we are fighting for betterment of Africa, that we are kicking against, Q and all that. Let us plan and bring one huge allegation against Ibrahim Traoré and go after him. They are looking about. They wouldn't have made statements if Russia is not in presence. They would have just not what they normally do: bring another opposition party in the country, promise the person heaven on earth, dethrone the current one, create unrest in that region, and end up by the person leading. That's what they did in Libya. Libya have turned to ground zero, destroy everything. The thing is this: they have one thing in common. to make sure that natural resources, everything going there, that in the country goes to them. Another thing is to make sure that they're in control of the future of the country, of that region, because they know that if they allow you to build this and have your free way to live and all that, you will end up exposing all that neighboring country that are helping them to sustain their growth and everything. Without you, there will be no Europe. So that's what they're doing. And the assignment, that's when she said unity of purpose, what is that unity of purpose that she's talking about? She don't care about you. None of them do. Okay, that's what PM is doing. What it's going through now because of simple reason. Give to OK. I see you. Good morning to you. Nice to have you. Thank you for joining us this hour.
We need to focus on cooperation with legitimate governments and regional organizations.
Look at it. They need to focus on legitimate government and organization. Trying to tell you that the one is ruling that is not legitimate. The one they call legitimate is one they will create using opposition. That I have seen some clip from Burkina Faso people protesting in France. That is how myopic and idiocy in black people. You know, all these years you don't have what you don't have. That's when Marika said that problem of black people is their brain. I relate. It is true. Because do you know that no white people will do that kind of thing that they are doing? You don't need to teach an average white man that to differentiate between what is going on in Burkina Faso and how Burkina Faso used to be. Open no devil if you don't know we may found a message. Open a brain we need to also calm down and allow that devil to continue for some time to see when that devil will turn to become devil. But now the devil that is acting as an angel, you don't need to kick that devil out because the devil is to you is devil, but the action means that he's an angel.
We need to develop a mutually beneficial partnership which focuses on common issues for Europe and Africa.
They need to develop a partnership for future of Europe and Africans. The future is to give you somebody and plant people that are going to destabilize you from A to Z. Do you understand? Then the future of Europe, of course, natural gas now, to take what belongs to you and pretend that you are working together, you are a team. You are a team, but they don't care when you don't have water, running water, good. They don't care. They don't care about your education system. That is why if you study in Africa, once they get to their country, they will take you another test because they know they don't trust your school. They are the ones destroying that too. What kind of partnership is that? And the annoying part of it is that they will open their mouth and call it partnership.
And this is why, together with HRVP Borrell, we will work on a new strategic approach to take forward at the next EU-AU summit.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that? New strategic approach. This EU need to be questioned. And I'm not going to say much about it because many of you, all this I'm saying now, right now, this is for you to know because me and you is that Africa you are talking about. Because sometimes if you don't pay attention to their statement, you may not understand their intention. Once they know that you can reason, next thing is to go after you. Listen. Okay, that's the end of the video. Okay, that's the end of the video. So I believe you captured it. I believe you have seen it all. But when somebody who wants to do something different comes, they will gather together to condemn that person, to look for a way to drag that person to the mud. Very, very bad indeed. Sergio said bonjour, said hi to you. Nice to have you. And we have Amadi said the relationship between Europe and Africa is a master-slave. Of course, master-slave relationship. That's what it is. Thank you for saying that. You can you understand it very well. Our sister is here. Kadimi said, greeting Kai reports and deference, as someone once told me, it is the envy and jealousy in us that always betray our cause as black people. That's just the fact. Like I said, the easiest way for them to, like you hear this woman now talking about partnership. to remove in her word, illegitimate government and all that, and allow the legitimate one to come to play. They will use the opposition to attack the real people that care for the people, because this is president of the people, not European. Why are they interested in that? They always want to rebuild when something is going good. When good things is happening in Africa, they want to rebuild. But when things is bad, they're investigating, and we are looking into it. You keep on dying, they're looking into it. She talked about terrorism. Burkina Faso. What is terrorism act going on? I mean, what is that terrorism in Burkina Faso? Even though they are very clever. She did not mention Burkina Faso. She told you, Sahel. Why sudden meeting? Why sudden strategy, sudden plan? Because Burkina Faso, they are looking for a way to drag the man to the mud. All these years in Nigeria, not at all. All these years, no matter, even though they are the one that brought Christianity, massacring Christians and even priests, pastors, beheading them. The question is, I hope we do not touch our oil pipeline. I hope we don't touch our contract. Are we safe? Can gas also, can the way we are shipping gas to Europe, I hope it's still intact. Once it's intact, okay, don't worry, we're gonna call you back. We are investigating on it, we are looking into it. No strategic plan, nothing. They will tell you, we are helping African, we need African youth to come to our country for study. That's all. And they will say, they will just fold hand, having handshake. You know, they open, we have a partnership with your foreign Minister of Foreign Affairs, so that African youth will come to Europe to work, to study. The Europeans may open their door now. You can travel. Once you travel, they will keep on speeding up the oil, sucking you off. That little money that they already calculated, they know how much they're making from that. Just peanuts to entertain you, and that's all. You hear them, Nigerian government or whatever they call themselves, anyone that contends for presidency will go to Satan House to deliver lecture. So what is Satan House is all about? That is where they will brainwash you and tell you what you have to follow it the way they put it. Otherwise, you go nowhere. You go nowhere. And they hate it when you want to become a president in Africa, and they're talking about how to build infrastructure, how can a slave enjoy these things? Is that why that's not what you expect it to say? Just tell us how foolish you can, how much you'll be sending to my bank account in Europe, how you can boost our economy, and we also rob our bank, we rob your bank. If you want to steal money. That's all. All of them are corrupt. That is why we use what's going on with PM now to know. Somehow I used to believe that Europeans they follow rule of law. No. Not when issue that has to do with them stealing from Africa. No. Anyway, my bro, thank you so much for this broadcast. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you for joining me this hour. The European Union are really working hands to hands with the Fulani terror and to bring any rising African country down, to remain under their control, so that we remain poor. The area will begin to think and to understand it, that is the only thing they want. Is better. Once they're giving you something we want to welcome you people in our country, you have free entry now, and we relax our visa. This restriction the ban is being lifted and all that. You can come to Europe or come to UK and work and study. Come to Europe and work and study. Once you come, the agreement will be signed. Then they will begin to deport you. It's not their fault. They are more smarter than you. So it is good. I'm not saying that we don't have people that are well-brained, people that have the brain, but once they do that, you can think, that is a problem. That is a taboo. That is a haram. Please like the video before you go. I have to thank you guys for joining me. We have spent almost 1 hour 50 minutes. Okay, so just few minutes to 2 hours this hour. Thank you guys and see you again. Please subscribe to the channel in case if you're new. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. Take care.